Okay, apparently we're live. Cool. Let's make sure that we are using my phone. Are we live? Okay, apparently we're live. Cool. Make sure that. Okay. That's good. Now, I'll have to use the chat this way because I can't do it any other way. Anyway, welcome in, one and all. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Right, we are Thursday, 1:45 p.m. Right, who's in the chat? H, I see you, big up to you. Bernard Lawrence, big up to you. Nick Harmer, big up to you. J Don, Nathan, El Caxi, 1971, Caleb Fox. Hope you're all doing good. Took me a little bit longer than I thought to set up this stream, but here we go. Big up H Money, hope you're doing good. Get well soon, Barry Hearn. Absolutely. Well, he's back on social media now, so that's a good positive sign, isn't it? Here he is. Bruce Lee, hope you're good. The Jim One, what's up? Martana, hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for popping in. Bernard Lawrence, Tyson Fury is #1. Nick Harmer, the boxing icons, big up. Yeah, so we'll wait for a few people to come in and we shall get cracking with this stream. Normally I'll put the chat on screen, but I haven't figured it out yet. Sure. I'll see if I can put up Organic Fitness. I see you. I'm going to pop out the chat so I can see it on the screen and I can have my live behind it. Hopefully this works. Come on. Hopefully you can all hear me still. I'm just popping out the chat. I'm waiting for it to load. You see, normally on the live streams I can use my phone, but my phone is currently charged. It had like 7% on it, so that's all it is. Come on, chat. What's going on? It's still chat. Right, I'll have to do it over here. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. So I'll use it on my phone. Right, so who have I missed? Okay. Stephen, I see you. Big up to you. September. How you doing? Have you seen the video of John Fury's response? Yeah, I did. I'll send that earlier on today for on social media. I've no idea who that guy is who called out John Fury, but you've got to be absolutely mad. Organic Fitness, my friend. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Caleb Fox. All good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You did Tyson Fury with that picture. Dirty with that picture. What picture is that one? I don't know. I just randomly chose one. I've got quite a lot of thumbnails for like a Fury and Joshua. I just randomly chose one. Matty Don, hope you're good. Jim POV, hope you're good. D Kellard, Fury, top of the tree. Tag Sports, AJ #1. Yeah, mate, Barry's doing all right. He's doing all right. I sent him a text message yesterday. He's doing alright. Stephen Lewis, have you covered anything about from Fight Night from EA Sports? No, I haven't. I haven't played that Fight Night game since I think David Hay was on the cover when hadn't long come out at that point. So we're going back a few years now. Okay, cool. I can see it on my computer now, so I'll put my phone away. Let it charge. Right. Where are we in the chat? Jack, I see you. Visual Takes. John Cable, I see you, my man. Lack 74. This is the fight we want to see. Absolutely. You see him sparring? Okay. I have no idea who that guy is. I've never heard of him. I've never seen him before, or at least I don't think I have. But it's a bit silly calling out John Fury. John Fury knows how to fight, man. Endless Nameless, what's up? It's 10 to 12. It's alright. It's 10 to 12. David Bailey, what's up? Hey, no worries, David. See, I'm doing this because I don't really have a chance to do too much content today. So this is why I'm here. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you are. If you haven't clicked the thumbs up, make sure you do. If you don't want to click the thumbs up, feel free to click a thumbs down. A vote is a vote. It's better than not clicking at all. Virgil Ortiz called out Errol Spence. Did he really? Or called Errol Spence? Okay. Nice. Now, I'm not going to touch the chat, okay? And I can only see about 6 or 7 at a time, all right? So if I miss you, please do it again. Don Ficciano, what's up? Hope you're good. Warren Jackson, big up to you. And all the cough dodgers. Freedom Fighting, 1, 2, 3. Hope you're good. John Cable. Lay F181. Sporting, how things going? All good, thank you very much. Hope you are too. Jack TN, hope you're good. John Fury for Sporting, behave yourself. Big up Sporting. Wayne, hope you're good. Toby Plays, big up to you for the super chat. I appreciate that, my friend. I hope you're really good. And most importantly, I hope you're all doing your social distancing. All right. Now, bad guy, hope you're good, my man. Nedad, what's up? Fury beats him easy. Right. Now, I'm actually going to put something on the screen. Hopefully you guys see it. Here it is. Here we go. Okay. Now, hopefully you guys can see that. All right. I'm going to go back onto the screen and hopefully it pops up where I can see it too on the screen. Red Glove Militant, I see you, my man. The boxing icons. Big John Fury beats a lot of heavyweights. You know, you're not wrong. You're really not wrong. Is it not popping up on the screen yet? Maybe it's just my YouTube screen is a bit lagging. Oh, wait a second. I'll go back into my chat, onto my phone. Hopefully you guys can see it. Right, okay. So on my phone, you guys can see it. Now, as you can see, we've got Anthony Joshua. Now this is a poll that I done 2 days ago. So about 4,000 of you took part in that poll. Oh, there you go. See, so just popping up on my screen now. And out of 4,000 votes, 50% of you believe that Anthony Joshua is the #1 heavyweight. Now, this is not a poll to say who would win. Okay, this isn't about who would win. This is based on resumes and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so out of 4,000, you will vote. Well, 50% of you said Anthony Joshua's #1, 34% Tyson Fury, and 16% both have an equal claim to be #1. So this is purely about being #1. And I know this is a touchy subject for some AJ fans, and of course with some Tyson Fury fans, where people get angry if the vote doesn't go in their favour. For me, everybody's right. Now, for me, I can't vote on my own polls, but I do fall into the bottom category of the both have an equal claim. The boxing champ, the people's champion. Hope you're good. Hope you know the definition. Gypsy Fury's nickname is Gypsy King explains the whole glove gate. I have no idea, man. I have absolutely no idea. Well, I did see the video yesterday with Frank Warren on BT Sport. I watched that one. That was pretty good. You've never seen John Fury fight? There's a little bit of footage up. He's got a pretty decent record on BoxRec as well for a professional fighter, but he wants to fight this guy as a bare knuckle. Dooley's left legs. Hope you're good. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think that with Fury and Joshua, that whole poll isn't about who would win the fight. Yorkie Elliott, I see you. Caleb Fox, big up to you. Blessings for the super chat. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. And big up to you and your whole family. Hope everybody's doing well. And you're quarantining and getting through. And I mean, it's a bit of a struggle, isn't it? I mean, for me, I'd rather not go out, but there all seems to be something. I need milk. I need bread. You know what I mean? So I've always got to be popping out. So anyway, going back onto this poll. So 4,000 of you took a vote. This was 2 days ago. and 50% of you believe Anthony Joshua is the number one in the heavyweight division. It's not based on who would win the fight, it's based on resume. Now, a few of the things that you guys were saying in the comment section were a lot of things that I said about the video, which I'd done the previous day or the morning of that poll, which was that Anthony Joshua, he became world champion on his 16th fight. Tyson Fury became champion on his 25th fight. But there is some, Rudy's right, Tesco Garcia, I hope you're good. There is some bits and bobs that could fluctuate either way. For me, as I said before, I fit into the minor bracket of, I think both of these guys have an equal claim to be called number one. But of course, if you believe that Fury is, then a lot of people, and I can't disagree with it, is the fact that he's lineal champion, the fact that he's a two-time Ring Magazine champion, he's won every belt that there is to win in the heavyweight division. And of course, he's undefeated. He does have a blemish on his record, which is a draw, but most of us believe he won that first fight. But factually, he does have a draw on his resume, and Tyson Fury has defeated every man that he's ever faced. Anthony Joshua, he has a loss on his resume, but again, he has defeated every man that he has faced. Now, that's not to say that there aren't other heavyweights in the heavyweight division who can't or potentially wouldn't beat either of these guys. No, we're talking about right now. We're talking about the 9th of April 2020, two guys with all the belts. Tyson Fury, he went to Germany, dethroned Vladimir Klitschko after, nine and a half years as a dominant heavyweight, and dethroned him. We all know what happened. Tyson Fury, he got stripped of the IBF because he couldn't go through with his Glasgow mandatory because he signed a rematch with Klitschko, and then he ended up having to vacate before he got stripped because of all his mental issues. Anthony Joshua, he won his first belt on his 16th professional fight, he unified in his 19th professional fight, and then unified again in his 21st professional fight. So at this point, Anthony Joshua, he's got 24 fights. When Tyson Fury had 24 fights, he was just about to go over to Germany and take on Vladimir Klitschko. So both of these guys have done a lot in a very, very short period of time. Now, Anthony Joshua, we could look at it and go, which is, again, this is based on a lot of the comments, is that Anthony Joshua, he'd done it in a far shorter time. And the fact that he collected all the belts one at a time. Fury, he defeated Klitschko and got all the belts that Anthony Joshua currently has. But now he's also got the WBC and he's regained the Ring Magazine and he's still undefeated. So that's why I fall into the category of both of these guys being a potential claim for number one. But the best way to sort it out, get in the damn ring. Henry Holmes, I'll see you. Joshua's number one, but I would like to see the Fury fight. There you go. Yeah, why not? AJ's getting loads of hate, especially from Americans. I'm not surprised because they follow any negative narratives just to bring him down. Some Americans, yeah. But it's like anything. Connor, I'll see you, man. With some of them, it's a case of, it's actually a minority. You see, we could say it's the Wilder fans, but it's not actually the Wilder fans, because Wilder has a lot of good fans. It's just a section of the Wilder fans that is hate on anything that's not pro Wilder. So they'll hate on Joshua for the longest time, and now Tyson Fury, of course, he's enemy number one. Bushland, yeah, that was something else. That was a bit of a common theme in that poll as well, where there was 440 odd comments, I think there was, in that poll, and a lot of people were saying, but Fury never defended his belts. So he's a two-time heavyweight champion. He's defeated every man that he's ever faced, same as Anthony Joshua. Joshua's had 7 less fights, but Joshua has defended those belts on numerous occasions. Fury's never defended them. Is that Fury's fault? In part, yes. Even Tyson Fury said that. He said, don't feel sorry for me, I did this to myself. So we could say that. James Gold, I see you. Yep, there you go. Same one. Because Americans up Wilder's arse, showing the fear, hate what Joshua would do to him. I think a lot of them were scared of AJ ending the reign. Ray Perry, what's up? I've always considered the owner of the Ring Magazine belt number one. Again, that's a very, very valid argument. South Wales Matt, what's up? Hope you're good. Yeah, exactly. Get in the ring. That's the only way until we can sort it all out. Because to be Ring Magazine, you don't need it to become undisputed, but I think fans and boxers do look at whoever's got the Ring Magazine as the number one in that division. And Fury has a legitimate claim. He does. Colo Toure, what's up? Bill Collins, I want to see the fight, a tough fight, but Fury gets a decision. Okay. Yeah, why not? Now, I've been asked this question loads of times, who would win? And that's not what this poll is about. It's not about who would win. But to say who would win, I mean, before Joshua showed that he can adapt in the Andy Ruiz Jr. rematch, before Fury showing that he can be the aggressive fighter as he done with the Wilder rematch, before all that, I think most people would say Fury on points or AJ by knockout. I think that was pretty much the general consensus. But now, I think a lot of people are saying that, and myself included, Joshua and Fury can beat each other on points and by knockout. And I'll stand by that. I really do. But there's no guarantees in life. You know what? We can talk about AJ Fury till the cows come home. Maybe we'll never see it. Maybe Wilder will flatten Fury in the rematch. I doubt it, but it could happen. Maybe Joshua will get flattened by Pulev. I doubt it, but it could happen. And again, that's not to say that fight will be next. There's no guarantees that because if Fury does defeat Wilder in the rematch, and if he doesn't fight Joshua, he will have to fight Dillian White. That's a ridiculously tough fight for him. Ridiculously tough. Matty Don, all I can say is 2 Brits, belts, big stadium, no American fighters, never happened. Please let it be Khan Brook again. Don't let it be Khan Brook again. Yeah, we need to see this fight. I think even if Joshua loses and if Tyson Fury loses, they'll still fight each other. I honestly believe we will see this fight at some point. It may not be for undisputed, but we may see it nonetheless. I'm in the media. I see you. Big up to you. Joshua quit then in the rematch outboxed him. We didn't quit. I don't think AJ beat Fury on points. It will be, yeah, maybe. Personally, think both have a claim. Need to get in the ring, but personally, I think look at the resumes. AJ's beat more high-level opposition, and Joshua has defended his belts. Again, it's a very, very popular comment. Joe Webb, big up to you. I see you. Femi Adams, big up to you too. And Moses, and Luke, and Jim, and Endless Nameless. Yeah, so a lot of people say that Anthony Joshua, he's defended the belts numerous times, and of course he's fought more top opposition. If we're going by the Ring magazine, so again, there's comments that in this live already, as it was in the previous video and the poll, which was a lot of people saying, but Anthony Joshua has fought more high-rated opponents than Tyson Fury. High-rated based on across all sanctioning bodies and based on, if you want to consider, say, as earlier, the Ring magazine is the one. Anthony Joshua has fought and defeated more top 10 Ring magazine rated opponents than Tyson Fury. Again, we could look at it differently and say, but Tyson Fury, he was inactive for 2.5 to 3 years. So how could he fight them? Which is a fair point. Again, with Anthony Joshua becoming champion on his 16th professional fight and Fury becoming champion on his 25th professional fight, so it's like a 9-fight difference. Again, when Fury did it, he only had the choice of Vladimir Klitschko or Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly, of course, ended up vacating. Bermane Stiverne got the vacant. Wilder beat Bermane Stiverne. So there's only ever 2 belts that Fury could have gone for. When Joshua got his belt, all the belts were spread out at that point, weren't they? Or being spread out. Charles Martin won one of them. The WBA remained vacant because Klitschko was owed a rematch, and the WBO went to Joseph Parker. So Anthony Joshua, he made the offer to Charles Martin, which I don't really know why Wilder didn't fight Charles Martin, as they're both PBC fighters. Wilder could have been a unified champion, right? But the fact is, Joshua had more choices to go for a world title than Tyson Fury did. But when Anthony Joshua became champion, he's been taken on top-rated opposition. Look at his resume. Dillian White. I don't like the fact that Dillian White's on his resume, but he is. He was undefeated at the time. Charles Martin, undefeated. Dominic Brazil, undefeated. Joshua became the first person to stop Vladimir Klitschko, and that was a primed Vladimir Klitschko. Let's not beat around the bush. That was a Klitschko who turned up looking to win. He really did. Joshua dethroned a undefeated Joseph Parker. He became the first person to stop Alexander Povetkin. And he had a tick-over fight in that time as well with Eric Molina. I can't give him too much credit for the Eric Molina one, but still. He beat Molina in half the time that it took Wilder. That's a fact. And who's the other one? Carlos Takam. He'd only ever lost twice before. Was it twice? Got stopped by Alexander Povetkin, beaten on points by Joseph Parker. He may have lost another fight, but I'm not too sure. But again, Takam was a replacement for Pulev when Pulev pulled out due to his, was it bicep or shoulder? I've forgotten. Either way. Carl Palmer, what's up? I see you. If Brook fight Crawford, would Crawford knock Brook out? I think he might overwhelm him. And whether actually knock him out. Because Cal Brook, he's got a very good chin. Very good chin. But you might overwhelm him so the referee steps in. That could happen. See that? Charles, I'll sit on my ass like a god, Martin. I just want him to fight. Yeah, of course. And hopefully there'll be some friendly rivalry on this one. We don't need that whole toxic rivalry that we had with Joshua and Wilder. That thing went way out of hand. Listen, I wasn't innocent and all that, but it got way out of hand. Really did. But I think with Fury and Joshua, I think a lot of us, like myself, many of you guys, we support both of them. And whoever wins, congratulations. We will support the winner, cheer the winner, and of course we will feel bad for whoever loses the fight as well. That's for me. And I think a lot of you guys feel the same. Of course, many of you guys are very pro Fury. Many of you guys are very pro Joshua and don't like the other one. And it is what it is, you know. Do you think Fury would get Joshua in the build-up, says Luke Jones? No. Because Joshua, he knows Fury now. See, Fury, he was always good at the mind games when people didn't know he was playing the mind games. Vladimir Klitschko. Wilder should have known as well. With Klitschko, he didn't know what the hell hit him. He just didn't know. And on fight night as well, the fact that Fury was packing his bags and was going to go home because of the ring, because of the thickness of the mat, that got to Klitschko. And the whole build-up, the Batman costume, this, that and the other, I think that really got to Klitschko. With Joshua, he didn't know to expect this. And quite a few people have tried to punk Joshua in the past. I think the only person who's really been successful in trying to get under the skin of Joshua is Dillian White and Big Baby Jarrell Miller. Sebastian OK, AJ or KO Fury. He may well do. He may well do. Tieran Stokes, hope you're good. All right, mate, in Ireland, how Fury will win, but likely gets first Josh. So he's expecting a war between Fury and Joshua. That's what I expect. Once upon a time, I was looking at this fight, and I was thinking, it's going to be a very boring fight. You know, there's like a lot of build-up. People want to see Joshua Fury. There's a lot of build-up to it, and the fight stinks. I mean, there's nothing worse. Like Mayweather-Pacquiao. Let's be honest, that fight was gash. But now, because we're seeing the fact that Joshua and Fury can not just tweak their style, but completely do a 360 on it, a 180 even, and just completely reinvent themselves for a fight. That would tell me that these guys, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a war. Big up Ray Perry. Yeah, I agree with you. I'll be cheering on both of them. I'll be happy for the winner and sad for the loser. Straight up. AJ will be prepared for Fury's mind games. I agree. That's what I think. Create your emotion. Fury is a genius. Yes, he is. He's a genius. Very, very good fighter. I mean, the only way to beat Fury is to nail him to the canvas, as he's once said. Blue Collar Sports TV. Hope you're good. If anybody's not subscribed to Blue Collar Sports TV, he's a proper hardcore boxing fan. Go over there, check him out. Just click on his name, subscribe to the channel. You won't pop out the chat or anything. Just click on his name, go to channel, subscribe, and you're still in the chat. Okay, so go do that. Yeah, I've seen that Miller. I think he's digging his own grave. I think Miller should have taken the more humble attitude ever since after everything that's been going on with him. He needs to be taking the humble attitude. Him going in on AJ, him going in on Eddie Hearn, because of his own doing, is what happened. There was no better feeling than seeing Fury absolutely batter Beyonce Wilder, and he was a one-punch wonder. Yeah, I think, if my honest opinion, obviously I don't know this, but I've said for a long time that when Wilder loses, he'll retire. But he's got a rematch, so that's probably why, and of course it's for good money. If there wasn't no rematch, I would probably expect Wilder to retire, to be honest with you. Caleb Fox, big up British boxing, 2 fighting men representing the UK, ruling the heavyweight division, love and support them both. Can't wait for the war. Exactly. Now, if this fight is signed, it's going to be a lot of disappointed people after that fight, because these guys have massive fan bases. I think AJ has the bigger fan base. I think AJ, as far as numbers, is bigger than Tyson Fury. But you put them two on for Wembley as an example. This will be the first time that Anthony Joshua has walked out into an arena or a stadium and there's going to be a lot of people booing him. A lot of people booing him. And he may well feel like the away fighter. Likewise with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, of course, he travelled over to Germany, which was a little bit hostile, but not too much because they didn't take him too seriously. But when he went to America, he was treated as the hometown hero. They wanted Wilder to lose that fight, which is weird for me, but they did. Joshua Littlejohn, I see you. So, again, if Joshua Fury fights, it's going to be a very, very split crowd, I think. A lot of people cheering Joshua and Fury, and a lot of people booing both of them. These guys are going to feel quite strange, I imagine. Something that they probably never felt before. D-Neek, what's up? Mad at Miller for what he done. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. But ultimately, the only person who really paid for it was Miller in the end. Bruce Dog, humbly, is not in Miller. Yeah, but I think that he should have taken that stance. Apologise for what he done. Admit he done wrong. And just wish Anthony Joshua all the best. Understand that Eddie Hearn, you're not taking me on. I'll prove myself. But coming out of all the hatred is just ridiculous, the way that it's going on. What he's doing is he's ruining any kind of potential chance for the future. Because Eddie Hearn, he's not going to hold a grudge against Big Baby Jaron Miller, but if he keeps on going on, he will. Would Dillian White fight Don Brazil in a WBC eliminator? From Kyle. No, because that wouldn't happen now because Dillian, he's the interim champion, so he doesn't have eliminators, and he's mandatory, so he won't have an eliminator. Don Brazil, he's only mentioning Dillian White's name because there's an opportunity to get back in the world title mix, and it's good money, of course. But I think Dillian White will absolutely pummel him. Let Miller and Brazil fight. They both have the same inactivity. Yeah, I'd watch that fight. But again, wrong side of the street. Hope you're good, Danique. It would have been a good fight. I think that Miller, I don't think Miller would have won against AJ because AJ, he was looking in there to do damage. He really was. With Andy Ruiz, I think he overlooked him, to be honest with you. I don't think he took him seriously. But in my media, Icon, do you think Dillian has improved technically? 100%. 100%. That's probably the one side of him that really has changed. And he's a lot more patient now as well. With Mark Tibbs in his corner. Of course, I'm here getting words of wisdom from the legend Jimmy Tibbs now as well. So, yeah, definitely he's improved technically. But in fact, he's improved all round. If the fight happens, it will be a war. AJ will be looking to end Fury, says South Wales. Yeah, I agree with you. Blue Collar Sports TV, Dell. I don't see Fury fighting AJ the same way he fought Wilder. No, I don't either. Joshua's much more solid offensive fighter than Wilder. He has power in both hands with good combinations. I think Fury will box. I agree with you on that one. Now, I understand why a lot of the Fury fans are drunk on Tyson Fury because of what he done to Wilder. But again, people have to remember, again, this goes back to the poll. You really have to remember that Fury, he ain't going to fight Joshua that way. Joshua is not Wilder. Fury, he's going to be cagey in this fight. I think that he's going to try and box, and I think that Joshua will be the predator. I'm not saying that Fury won't switch it on and change from time to time, actually go after Joshua at times, but I think it will be the boxer versus the puncher. But as Dale says right there, Joshua can hurt you with both hands. Brazil's movement way too poor for Dillian. I agree, it's too slow. He's still got one hell of a punch, but yeah, it's too slow. Who would win, Tyson Fury or Dillian White if they fought next? Again, another tough fight. Of course, I've got my biases, but I think that Dillian White can beat Tyson Fury. I'm not saying he will beat Tyson Fury, I'm saying he can beat Tyson Fury. And I would not be at all shocked if he beat Tyson Fury. Likewise, I wouldn't be shocked if Dillian White beat Anthony Joshua. AJ would have messed him up. Yes, I agree. Ruiz overlooked by AJ. There you go. Don. Every fight is unbelievable until they suffer their first loss. Fury will eventually be defeated, and his dad was trying to avoid that. Reason why he's asking to retire after the Wilder fight. Oh, it's a good way of looking at it. Good way of looking at it. I mean, if he left boxing now, that would leave a bitter taste in my mouth, because all it's going to be is Tyson Fury was the best, he was never defeated, blah, 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 blah. And that's fine. Maybe Tyson Fury can go the rest of his career and not take a loss. Maybe he can. But I want to see it. I want to see him take on Anthony Joshua. I want to see him take on Dillian White. I want to see him take on Daniel Dubois. As far as Britain and that's concerned. Oh, actually, I did see something earlier today. Andy Ruiz Jr. is hinting that he could be fighting Luis Ortiz next on his social media. JS, I see you. Dillian White beats Fury within 7 rounds. Mark my words. Could happen. Could happen. Dillian White's an absolute animal. And he's got a lot of confidence when it comes to Fury as well. Mark Edwards, I'm still of the opinion that Wilder will retire and this will be next, but I also think White deserves his chance after waiting for so long. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be happy if Fury beats Wilder and then goes fights Dillian White next. I know I'm in the minority because people want to see undisputed. Of course, I get that. But yeah, I think Dillian White deserves his WBC world title shot. AJ too chinny? He's not chinny. He's not chinny. He got caught with a good shot on the temple by Andy Ruiz Jr. But if you think about it, Joshua, he pretty much took Dillian White's left hook. He took left hooks from Alexander Povetkin. He took straight rights from Alexander Povetkin. He took the straight right from Vladimir Klitschko. So he ain't chinny, not at all chinny. In fact, he's been on the canvas the same amount of times as Tyson Fury. Is Tyson Fury chinny? Joshua's been dropped by 2 opponents. Fury's been dropped by 3. So if you call Joshua chinny, then you have to say Fury's chinny too, which I don't think either of them are. P boxing, what is up? Harry Chivalto rewatched AJ Klitschko last night. Forgot how close Joshua was to losing. Yeah. Think Fury will defo smash him. Joshua, I don't know whether or not he's improved since then. He seems to be more hesitant than what he once was. In the Klitschko fight, he had to go balls to the wall, didn't he? And just absolutely go for it, because he was about to lose that fight. I think Klitschko was nervous that maybe he was going to get dropped again. Because, again, let's not forget, Klitschko, that was the first time he hit the canvas, because he hit the canvas against AJ in round 5, then probably hurt Joshua in round 6, which made him hesitant to go for the kill. Because, let's not forget, that was the first time Klitschko hit the canvas in, what must be 10 years. So that would have probably had some kind of effect on him that maybe, you know what, I'll get caught again here, and I may not get up. White won't beat Fury because of his feet movement. Tyson Fury's feet, his movement is phenomenal for sure, for sure. But Dillian White, I mean, he's fast enough on his feet. He's good enough. He does do that kickboxing stance. I know that a lot of people say about Dillian White that he's off balance. It's because his feet sometimes switch to his old kickboxing style when he used to do pro kickboxing, which meant he's always up on his toes. He's bouncing like that. So of course, when you get hit, you're going to be more off balance. But now he's starting to plant his feet a bit better now. And Mark Tibbs, he said to Dillian, "Stop crossing your legs." Dillian White crossed his legs against Oscar Rivas, got clipped in that moment and hit the deck. So Mark Tibbs is fully aware of it. UK Low, what's up? Mate, CBD is fully legal. Yes, it is. I've never tried it. Blue Collar Sports, I've got Fury a favourite over Joshua, but I do think some Fury fans are going over the top. They're acting like this fight is a foregone conclusion. Yeah, exactly. They're drunk on what he done to Wilder. And what he done to Wilder was shocking. Let's be honest. The way he handled him was shocking. That wasn't supposed to happen. He was supposed to outbox Wilder, maybe tire him down the stretch, and then maybe stop him on the ropes. But not just batter him. He absolutely battered him. So I understand why people are drunk on him, but if you're going to be honest about it, Joshua ain't Wilder. He ain't. It'd be totally different. If he manhandles Joshua the way he did Wilder, I will eat my underwear online. Right, honestly, because I don't think he's going to handle him like that. Aaron Brigano, Sporting, it was Joshua's 19th fight. What was Tyson Fury doing in his 19th fight? Yeah, exactly. That went back to what I was starting to say from the previous poll, which is that, yeah, Joshua, he took on Klitschko his 19th fight. Fury took on, Joshua took on Klitschko in his 19th fight, and Fury took on Klitschko in his 25th fight. So there's a 6 fight difference between them. But that was a case of, with Joshua, that was big money on the line, so Klitschko was more receptive to it, and Fury had to get his mandatory position and get it forced to be made. So, I mean, I don't put too much stock in how long it took them to get the belts because the landscape was different back then. Didn't it? Yeah, didn't it? He's the most improved fighter for sure. Fury's never defended any title. Yep, that is true. If he defends his title against Wilder, that'll be the first time he's ever defended a belt. There again, if you're, I mean, if I said that to Fury, he'll say, well, I've defended my lineal. So, again, do you consider him to be lineal? If you do, then technically he's defended his belts, hasn't he? Technically, from that standpoint. Would Tyson Fury join Eddie Hearn when he leaves Frank Warren? Yeah, I think so. I think so. But again, I mean, that depends on whether or not Tyson Fury wants to fight in the UK. I know Eddie Hearn's got the DAZN platform, but could DAZN pay him more money than what ESPN are? Because let's be honest, Tyson Fury is Bob Arum's. Is he his biggest name? I don't know, but he's heavyweight, isn't he? So it's going to be a big attention in it. Obviously, they've got Lomachenko and Crawford and whatever, but apparently they're not real big sellers. Apparently, I don't know that for a fact, but apparently they're not. So yeah, I do expect Fury to go with Eddie Hearn at some point. At the same stage, Fury had only just beaten Christian Hammer. That is true. That is true. Yeah. So Joshua, he's just had 24 fights. He's not the finished article. You know, he's still learning, and he's been thrown in at the deep end ever since his 15th fight against Dillian White. Because his fight after is when he became world champion. And I remember a lot of people like Lennox Lewis and David Hay saying that this could be career suicide for Anthony Joshua because even if he did manage to somehow beat Charles Martin, an undefeated southpaw, he's going to have a target on his back. And I think all things considered, he's done pretty well, isn't he? I wonder if Fury will stick to his "I only have 2 fights left" statement. Yeah. I have no idea with Fury. You never know with him, do you? You never know. I think it depends what happens. I think if he beats Wilder and fights Dillian White or Joshua and wins, he may sail off. Um, if he loses to any of those guys, he may well end it and say, you know what, I don't need this anymore. I've got enough money. Because apparently he lives a pretty simple lifestyle. You know, he takes rubbish down at the tip. He does all that kind of stuff. So he takes the kids to his school himself, all that kind of stuff. So White and AJ would mess up Wilder too. I think so. And I've been saying it for a long time. I know there's a lot of people who jump on the thing of, oh, Wilder's crap, Wilder's this, Wilder's that. I've always been saying it. Wilder didn't turn up, his equilibrium was gone. Yeah, I mean, he had a bleed from the ear, so something wasn't right. I mean, I know people like to throw that word around about the equilibrium. The Wilder fans love that word, equilibrium. I'm talking about like the uploaders, use equilibrium. They probably never used that word before in their lives. But yeah, I mean, his balance was definitely off. You could see he just couldn't cope. He couldn't get his feet right, and he was tripping over his own feet on a couple of occasions. He used the ropes to stop himself from falling over, which again should have been a count, but the referee let it slide. So Wilder had the referee on his side. He had all kinds of things on his side, but Fury was just too much of him. And yeah, like anything, one punch will change everything. And if you get hit right, that's it. You're done for the rest of the fight, and that's what happened with Wilder. He took a massive shot. I think it was in round 3, I want to say, and he was it was just a domino effect from that moment on. Sound like it was with Joshua in round 3 when he got hit with that shot after he dropped Ruiz. So yeah, one shot will change anything, everything. Ray Perry, that's what's going to happen. WBC will make Fury a franchise champion. Dillian White, Wilder for the WBC title. Fury and Joshua will fight for the IBF, IBO, and WBC franchise. Could happen, but then it won't be officially undisputed because you can't be a franchise champion and become undisputed. You know, you need to physically hold the belt, which is one of the problems I found with Canelo accepting the franchise. Because all he had to do at that point was go fight, was it Andrade? Andrade. That's all he had to do. Go fight Andrade and you'd be undisputed. But he accepted the franchise, which then the WBC belt then went round to Jamal Charlo. So undisputed was held up for the welterweight. Same with Lomachenko. He accepted the franchise, which meant that Devin Haney become champion. So therefore, Lomachenko against Lopez, which could have been for undisputed. Is that right? Could have been for undisputed. Now won't be because the WBC belt's on the line. So if Fury does become franchise champion, we'll never see him take on Joshua as undisputed. Again, do you guys want undisputed? Is there a big fight if it's for undisputed? Is it bigger fight if it's undisputed? For Hossman, he couldn't cope because he was on a real boxing match. Is that Wilder? Yeah. Jim Wallard, I see you. Hope you're good. Undisputed and WBC franchise belt doesn't count towards undisputed, so he won't. Yeah. Again, does Fury want to be undisputed? Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe. Maybe. On paper, you have to say Fury is still undefeated, and it's to be he's undefeated and number one. Yeah, maybe you're right, boxing icons. I think everybody has a good argument as to why Fury should be number one and as to why Joshua should be number one. Actually, let me remove that poll. It's a bit distracting, isn't it? There you go, it's gone. Unrival's in the chat, is he? Big up to you, Unrivaled Boxing Talking News. Big up, big up. Joshua Equilibrium was gone too. They're all over the place in the ring. Yep, they were. Yeah, it happens. That's what I'm saying. One punch will change everything. That one punch will change everything. Franchise more money. Yeah, well, franchise apparently, which I didn't know until recently, that the franchise champions are currently Canelo and Lomachenko. I thought that WBC were doing it so You can never lose the franchise championship, okay? So I thought that they were doing it so Canelo and Lomachenko would be forever paying them sanctioning fees, but apparently with franchise champion, they don't get paid a sanctioning fee, which is weird, isn't it? Because Canelo's a big money earner. But going back to that franchise bit, then that would mean that if Fury was to become a franchise champion, took on Joshua, he wouldn't have to pay the WBC a sanction fee. So yeah, he'd be earning a little bit more money, wouldn't he? Aaron, guys, on paper, Fury hasn't been beat, but the fans know different. John McDermott beat Fury all them years back. Was very close, but McDermott won. That's a very good argument that John McDermott beat Tyson Fury in the first fight. In the rematch, Tyson Fury well and truly ended it. You know, he stopped him. He hit him to the deck twice, didn't he? And finished him on the second one. So, yeah, I mean, there's an argument to be had that Fury should have a loss on his resume. Like the same argument is that Fury shouldn't have a draw on his resume because that should be a win. But big up, Jim. Big up, Jim. But Joshua is WBA Super or WBA. Joshua WBA Super Champion. The regular champion is Manuel Char. Hello. Do you think Fury lost to McDermott? I do. I do. Did you hear about Anthony Yard losing his father and grandmother? Yeah, I did. I did. I mean, poor Anthony Yard. I mean, he's going to be going through absolute hell right now, just feeling like the lowest of lows. So, blessings to Anthony Yard and his family, you know. All right, Blue Collar, you take care. Everybody, go check out Blue Collar Sports TV. Make sure you are subscribed to Blue Collar Sports TV. Click his name in the chat. Just click it. It'll come up. Go to channel. Go to his channel. Click subscribe. You will not leave the chat. Okay? Or in theory, you shouldn't. Anyway. Would Eddie Hearn win the rights to show Joshua vs Fury fight? No, Carly wouldn't because Fury's champion and Joshua's champion, there'd be no purse bid. So I think that they will have to come up with a deal, and that deal would be that him, Frank Warren, and Bob Arum would have to come up with some mutually agreed venues, mutually agreed platforms, such as would it be shared across ESPN and DAZN? That's unlikely, but the other one would it be shared across BT Sport and Sky Sports. Anthony Gavin, AJ should not have got gold, and Dillian lost to Del Boy in the first fight. Okay, listen, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. Big up. Ginger Guy 125. By the time this lockdown is over, Wilder will be 35 plus and looking even more fragile on them chicken legs. Yeah. Do you think AJ would cope with Del Boy? I wouldn't be at all surprised if Chisora beat AJ because AJ's got a hell of a lot of respect for Derek Chisora. You know, he always looked at Derek Chisora as like one of his idols, coming from like was it the ABC and Finchley and things like that. So maybe AJ won't go in there looking to knock him out, and he can end up getting clipped because Chisora won't care. He'll put all friendship to one side and just go for Joshua. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if Chisora clipped him. So it's probably not a good idea that Joshua fights Del Boy because he won't go for it. Does that mean? Well, yes, yeah. Of course, a good point. It's a good point. There's too much emphasis on the undefeated record. You see, you have to ask yourself, why are you undefeated? Has Tyson Fury, has he been taken on the best of the best? Arguably, he did take on Vladimir Klitschko, but he did turn down Klitschko apparently a few times in the years leading up to it. But he did eventually take on Vladimir Klitschko. He beat him, and he beat Wilder twice. Again, well, in my opinion, twice, but officially once in his backyard. So But outside of that, again, you could look at it. He risked it against Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora was undefeated, so Fury was the one who ended Derek Chisora's undefeated reign, and then convincingly battered him in the rematch, made him quit. Which Tyson Fury is the only person to ever made Derek Chisora quit, isn't he? Franchise is a promoter thing. It is. It is. Gaming, I think Joshua would struggle with Chisora as he's like White. Yeah. Joshua don't like those shorter guys, does he? And that's all he's been fighting lately, just shorter guy after short guy after short guy. Joshua needs a taller guy. Not that Pulev is the biggest in the world, but he's bigger than most of them. So I think Joshua, he likes the taller guys. Whenever Joshua fights the taller guys, he always finds his range very, very quickly. Who would win, Crawford or Spence? It's difficult. I mean, both can beat each other, but if I had to put something on one of them, I'd probably go Crawford. I'll probably go Crawford because there's something about Terence Crawford that Errol Spence Jr. don't like, that he's not confident of. That's why Errol Spence is coming up with excuse after excuse, which for me as an Errol Spence fan was always very disappointing to say, to hear him talk about the wrong side of the street. And people can talk about building the fight all they want. That's not building the fight, that's avoiding the fight. That's true about Henry Cooper. Henry Cooper and Henry Zama. Joshua Franklin. Tyson Fury did some things Joshua can never do, but Joshua, better boxer than Deontay Wilder. Yeah, for sure. Definitely for sure. All right, Jim, thanks very much for popping in. I do appreciate it. Good night, my man. Yorkie Elliott. Joshua will beat Tyson on the inside, and it'll be an uppercut that catches him. Could happen. Joshua's got a mean uppercut, hasn't he? He's landed that on a couple of opponents, most notably the Vladimir Klitschko one in round number 11. But I think Fury, he's pretty good on the inside. He's not amazing on the inside. And I think that Fury, if he fought Joshua, he'd try and keep Joshua on the outside. I think that's what we'd probably try and do. Because on the inside, I think that Joshua may have the upper hand. Maybe. I mean, again, I could be proved wrong. Joshua and White have both shown they will fight anyone. I think both of them have massive hearts. Fury has picked and chose his opponents for many years. Well, with Klitschko, he had no choice but to fight him because he was mandated, and he'd done the job. With Wilder, I mean, he was always going to beat Wilder. A informed Tyson Fury would always beat Wilder because Wilder's just too it is not skillful enough for Fury. I think Fury, he kind of put it best when he said, I think it's to Brendan Schupp, when he said that with Klitschko, he had like 3 or 4 things that he had to watch out for. With Wilder, all he's got to watch out for is the big right hand and the occasional left hook. That's all he's got to watch out for. And he says, if I can't beat him with just those 2 attributes, then I'm no good. So he was always going to beat Wilder. But it's not the same with Joshua. It's not the same with Joshua. Joshua's got so much more. Rocco McClelland, what's up? What, show the fight between who? What fight would you like to see? Which fight would you like me to show you? Yeah, he did. He did. Joshua's he took Klitschko's head clean off on that one. Who'd you put your money on? Fury AJ? I don't know. I wouldn't. I wouldn't put my money on it. I just wouldn't. I mean, I can see so many scenarios of both of them laying on their back. I can probably, in all truth, I think Fury and Joshua, if they both turned up in top form and condition, I can honestly see Fury and Joshua both hitting the canvas in that fight. Would Dan Dubois fight Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury? Dan Dubois would, but it wouldn't be advisable at this point. Yeah. UGC Boxing Channel, big up to you, my man. Big up to you. I caught you on your live stream earlier on, but it ended pretty abruptly. But big up, I hope you're good. Batshit crazy, what's good? Hope you're good. Thank you very much for popping in. The way AJ beats Fury is to keep pushing him back, getting the inside. All Fury does on the inside is lean on people. Yeah, and with Wilder again, while his upper body is quite strong, his legs are very, very skinny, very, very weak, and he can't take the weight of Tyson Fury leaning all over him. Joshua can, and Joshua can do it to Fury as well. I think that Wilder's stamina is better than Joshua. So I won't be too surprised if Fury managed to keep on winning the hustle of the inside and leaning on Joshua, that Joshua starts to get tired pretty quick. So Fury capable of frustrating fighters. Wilder and Klitschko would present problems for Joshua. Yeah, exactly. It could. For sure. I can't disagree with anybody who says who wins between Joshua and Fury. I can't disagree with it. Toby Bartlett, what's up? AJ's more talented, in my opinion, more tools in the box. What than Wilder? Definitely. See me, Kid Walker. Hey, hope you're good, bro. Welcome. Red Glove Militant. What's that emoji about? Hit the like button, people. Or click a thumbs down, doesn't really matter. A thumbs up or a thumbs down, a vote is a vote. They're both actually equal the same for the YouTube algorithms. No thumbs up, no thumbs down is not good. So click one of them. I appreciate that, brother. Third place bomb squad in the bin. Fury had the weight advantage and laid it on Wilder. He did. Again, I think if you guys go back to my pre-fight video, when I said that, as in after the weigh-in, that Fury weighed 273 pounds, again, if I recollect, and Wilder, he weighed 231, something like that. That, I said in the pre-fight video, that could be a problem, because whenever Wilder has weighed 230 plus, he's had problems. He had real problems with Artur Spilka. He had real problems with Chris Arreola. He had real problems with, not Chris Arreola, Johan Duapa, and there's somebody else. It may have been Arreola, I'm not sure. And I said that that's going to be a disadvantage to Wilder coming in that heavy. And I think it was. Thanks very much, Simi Kid. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. BSR, thumbs up, big up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't know what that emoji means. You don't know what it means, no. To start with, I thought it was a duck. I thought you were calling Wilder a duck or something, but then I know it's like an arm across, so I'm presuming some kind of dance. I don't know. I have no idea. It's good though. Fury had the best IQ. You could be right on that one. When Fury does not want to get hit, he's very difficult to hit. I think when I interviewed Fabio Wardley, who's managed by Dillian White, undefeated heavyweight, it was the 8-0 right now, 7-0. Anyway, he said that when he sparred Tyson Fury, and he's not the only one, Cash Ali said it before, and Naylor Ball and a couple of others said it before with Tyson Fury, that when you're sparring him, it's like you're trying to work and like try and trap Tyson Fury. When you're just about there, he'll do something and then he's off. And then you've got to reset the whole build-up program again. He's very, very difficult. Very difficult. Brian Serious. Fury versus Wilder, both fights were great to watch. I want number 3. If given the choice, though, and I did this on a poll as well beforehand, if you guys remember, that I asked, if given the choice, would you rather see Fury versus Wilder Part 3 or Fury versus Dillian White? They're like the only 2 options I gave you. I obviously left out the Anthony Joshua undisputed one. Obviously, most people go for that one. Ofo, what's up? I see you. And it's like 83% would rather see Fury versus Dillian White than Wilder Part 3. And I think it's because a lot of people believe they know what the result's going to be, which is going to be another complete wash of a Tyson Fury win. But again, don't be surprised if Wilder catches Fury with a decent shot. It could certainly happen. I mean, you can never write off Wilder, but I think Fury just got his number. Honestly, I do. Smith versus Canelo fight happened at Anfield. I don't think Canelo would ever travel unless it's to, say, Japan or somewhere. There you go. I'll give you all a new picture. There you go. That's something to look at. I'm doing that because I've seen I'm immediate asked where Wilder was. We do not know. We don't know where he is. He's gone. Bat shit crazy. Celtic Warrior. You'd rather see Fury 3? I think a lot of people who say that are sadistic because they want to see Wilder get battered again. I think. But I don't know. Fury versus Joshua would be a fencing match. You could be right on that one. You could be right. You could be right. BG London, sporting you're judging Wilder on his worst performance of his career. I thought me judging Dillian on his last performance versus Wack. Not really, because with Wilder, I always felt that he's only good when he's not getting laced up. When he's getting laced up, he's always like that. He's always on the back foot. He doesn't know what to do. The same thing was happening with Arthur Spilker when he had him on the back foot. The same thing was happening with Johan Duapa when he had him on the back foot. Against Luis Ortiz, he lost every second of every round up until he landed the punch. So I don't say I wasn't surprised that Fury done it. I knew, or I always felt that's how you beat Wilder, but I wasn't sure if Fury had that in him to do it without getting caught himself. So I don't necessarily want to say it's Wilder's worst performance. It may have been. There may have been a problem, but I mean, Wilder, he was saying that he's really happy that he's got this rematch because now finally he's going to get his hands on Fury when he's 100%. So we won't get to see Undisputed for at least 1 year. Yeah, you're probably right on that. You're probably right. But again, you see, all the belts are currently in the UK. It's only a few months ago, as when I had Barry Hearn on the channel and we're going through like his biography, Barry Hearn said that, and it's a very good point. All the belts might be in the UK right now. It's only a few months ago, they were all under the PBC in America. And things can change very, very quickly. So I suppose that's probably one of the reasons why Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren really want to make the Undisputed fight. To get it done now, before the opportunity's gone. So, me and Counterpunch. Hey, listen, Counterpunch is very welcome on it. He's very welcome. Once, of course, I figure out how to invite people while I'm using the OBS, of course. He's very welcome. In fact, most people are welcome, you know. Wilder's not as good as many people think. No, I mean, he's better than the average guy. I mean, he's beaten 40 opponents, and that's 40 men, that's 40 grown men that he's beaten. But he's not the elite, in my opinion. He's not the elite. He's better than most, but he can't beat Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, Alexander Usyk. I don't think he can beat Joseph Parker. And maybe one or two others. Well, I'll say he can't beat them. If he lands the right punch, he could. But if he can't land the punch, he loses every second of every round, and he was always happy with. But again, I mean, let's see how he is in his next fight, whether it's against Fury or whether it's not. Let's see how he is mentally. Nobody Zero, what's up? Dylan, did you see Rui's Instagram picture with Ortiz? Yeah, I did. I mentioned that in the beginning of the chat. I've seen that Andy Ruiz Jr. looking to, is he putting out subliminals that he wants to fight Ortiz next? That'd be interesting. I'd watch that fight. For real. Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Luis Ortiz. I would watch that fight. Just rewatched Fury versus McDermott and he flopped the glove. Overturn it. Did he? I haven't seen him do it in that one. I've seen him do it on pad work. If Wilder beats Fury, we'll never see Undisputed. I agree. Nobody Zero. I totally agree with you on that one. Totally agree with you. That's what I'm worried about. There again, now Wilder's got that loss in his column. Maybe he's more about, you know what, let's get the fight done. I don't have a loss to lose. Amil, what's up? I see you, Amil Hussein. Hope you're good. Yeah, so maybe now he's got that loss in his column. Maybe now he'd be more brave to take the risk against AJ. Maybe. 40 stiff idiots, yeah. Wilder will be a harder fight third time round. I don't think it'd be harder than the first fight. That's probably his one real opportunity of beating Fury, was that first fight. In the third fight, he won't be as easy as what he was in the second fight, but it won't be really hard for Fury, I don't think. I mean, he might catch Fury, you don't know. What kind of mindset is Fury going to turn up to? It's like, man, I've been in the ring with him twice already. Do I really need to fight him for a third time? I can't bother with this, it's too easy. Bang, get clipped. Wilder may struggle with Chisora, yeah. Yeah, I mean, stylistically, Chisora could be all wrong for him, you know. And if he catches Wilder, for some reason, Chisora has really found his power lately. I don't know what's going on with him. He's been eating the same food as David Haye. For the first time in a long time, I've actually got an alcoholic drink. It's in a can. I bought a pack of 10 from Asda earlier on. Strongbow dark fruit cider. It's quite nice. Jamie Gregory, I'll see you. Hope you're good. Hope you're good. So what kind of charge I've got on my phone now? 79%. Okay, there we go. Christ, my Twitter's blew up. What's happened? I've got so many messages on Twitter. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, and now they've decided to change. What the hell have they done? They've changed the YouTube studio whole thing. What in the world? I'll look at those messages later. The next biggest fight for Wilder is reality. Yeah. It would be nice if he actually could come out and made a statement, you know, and said to some of his fans who are still going about Glovegate, yo, wind your neck in, you're embarrassing me. You know? But he won't do that. Because I think that with that delusion of, well, just maybe, that if people keep talking about Glovegate and all these kind of things that Tyson Fury cheated, maybe Fury will go, see, I don't want it, and he'll vacate the belt. Or maybe the Nevada State Athletic Commission will take the belt off him and I'll get it back for free. Best case scenario for Deontay Wilder is that he fights Tyson Fury next. That's the best case for him. Because if Fury ends up vacating the belt will automatically go to Dillian White. It won't become vacant, it will go to Dillian White. Then Wilder will have no choice but to take on Dillian White, otherwise retire. And he don't want Dillian White. I don't care what anyone says, he don't want to fight Dillian White. So Wilder had better hope that Fury does not vacate or get stripped of that belt. If you're drinking now, I can tell you live down south. Yeah. You see, I wouldn't walk outside my house with a shandy or anything. Yeah, southern shandy drinking bastard. Okay, you got Guinness. Nice. I've never had Guinness. I've never had it. Apparently it tastes quite strong. But no, I've never had it. The world must be ending sport is drinking alcohol. Yeah, I don't often drink alcohol. I think the last time I used to drink quite a lot. I was never an alcoholic or anything because I just quit it like no problem. Just one day I said, you know what, I'm gonna drink no more, and I didn't for quite a few years. But I remember going to the Download Festival. It's like a rock and heavy metal festival down at Donington Park, and I went there with like my friend, and on one night, both of us each we had 15 cans of Strongbow cider and Foster's. Okay, Foster's not a strong beer, but we had like 15 each of those, as in a mix. So like 7 Strongbow, 8 Fosters, or whatever it may be. And I wasn't even drunk. I was like, damn, how's that happen? How do I drink a mix of 15 cans of Strongbow and Fosters and not get drunk? But I think a couple of cans of this one, I probably would be drunk. It's been that long since I did. My vote goes to the Gypsy King. Oh, for the number 1. Actually, let me open that up just so I can show you what the poll was. Here it is. There it is. Okay, so there's the poll. And I'll leave it on for a few minutes. I don't really like it on the screen because it covers up a lot of stuff. White is Wild's worst nightmare. I totally agree with you. You're 14 years sober. Oh, big up, man. I didn't go that long. Well, I mean, I never went teetotal as such. I think I went probably about 5 or 6 years without touching any alcohol whatsoever, and I didn't even think about it. And then in between, then over like the last 3 or 4 years, I probably have like the odd one here and there. I did have a bottle of Disaronno at Christmas time. Obviously, I didn't drink all of it, but yeah, I'm the once in a blue ass moon drinker. Other than that, I do get quite addicted to Coca-Cola. You know, Coca-Cola and Lewis Hamilton Monster Energy drink. Wilder never fought Klitschko. Yeah, because he was frightened. So for those of you who haven't seen this, what's on the screen right now, the poll. This is a poll that I did 2 days ago, and votes have been going in over like the last couple of days. 4,000 of you took a vote, and it was about who do you believe is number 1, is the rightful number 1 of the heavyweight division. Not who would win, but who is the rightful number 1 based on resume, achievement, everything considered. 50% of the 4,000 said Joshua, 34% said Tyson Fury, and 16% said they both have a claim to be number 1 at this point. And that's where I am. I'm in the minority. I'm in that well, I'm not in the 60% because with YouTube we're not allowed to vote on our own polls. So. yeah. The problem with like drinking beer and cider, like all that kind of stuff, was the fact that once you go for a slash, it's like you're always going. You know? Nigel, I wonder why Vlad did not want the rematch with AJ, but he did want Fury again. Yeah, I think that Klitschko, I think maybe he felt that Joshua had his number, and Joshua would adjust because he was young enough to adjust. With Tyson Fury, he wasn't worried about getting knocked out. You know, he was just he's got beat up, is what he done. He got beat up by Tyson Fury. He got annihilated over multiple rounds, and kind of felt, well, you know what? I had an off night. I'll get him in a rematch. Who knows what had happened? I did to Coca-Cola, not cocaine. In my media, big up to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If Wilder beats Fury, they cannot make AJ and Wilder mandatory. Because this is getting ridiculous now. Can they not make him? They could. They could force the issue because Mauricio Suleiman, about a year, maybe 2 years ago, he tried to get all the sanctioning bodies to come together and create a tournament where they force all their champions to fight each other. And the WBO refused to turn up for the meeting. But 3 or 4 days ago, Mauricio Suleiman, and I did a video on this one as well, Mauricio Suleiman said that he wants to do it again. And he's invited all the sanctioning bodies to make all the champions fight each other. That's what he wants. Like up and down the weight divisions. So it could be that if Wilder, for example, manages to get his hands on that belt again, they could actually force Wilder to fight AJ. It could happen. But again, they can make, say, Joshua mandatory for the WBC, like they did with Triple G when Canelo had the belt originally, if you guys remember. And Canelo vacated the belt. And reason being is because, while it's not a great idea, is because Joshua would only get 30% of the purse because he's mandatory. So Joshua wouldn't go for it. But you never know what's going to happen, do you? Again, thank you very much, In My Media. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you very much. And blessings to you and your family, by the way. Strongbow, yeah. I was in Asda. I bought well, I was carrying a box of 24 cans of Coca-Cola because we just run out, and I was carrying them, and obviously I'm queuing with like the distance in that between, and I'm being queued up next to the alcohol, and I don't usually buy alcohol, and I was seeing these, and I thought it was a drink that my wife liked, but it wasn't, because my wife occasionally, once in a while, she'll drink like these small cans. I forgot the name of it, but it's got lime and something in it. It's like a cider, but it's not a strongbow. But anyway, I thought it was this one, so I picked up like this crate of 10. Is it 10 or 12? I don't know. I think it's 10. This crate, and I picked up them to give to her. She went, "That's not the ones I like." Actually, I think it's Kronenberg, the one that she likes. Is it Kronenberg? Some cider, Kronenberg cider. That's got some kind of fruit in it, lime and something. Anyway, I thought that's what this one was, but no, this is a Strongbow dark fruit cider. But this is the one that she likes, so this is why I'm drinking it. What do you think about a PVC belt? I don't. It's not something that will ever take off. It really isn't. So, I mean, if they did it and got rid of all sanctioning bodies, that's just a case of what they're telling you there is that that's a belt that only people within the PBC can win, which means nobody's leaving the PBC to fight outside of it, and nobody's coming in. Unless you've got some kind of long-term contract. So that's just madness, in my opinion. WBC has a clause which basically states the rules. There. The WBC, they've got plenty of rules, but they don't abide by them. They really don't. No, I do appreciate that, In My Media. I do appreciate that. Casual Super. Again, I've missed some of the chat there, because the screen that I'm looking at on the screen isn't the same one that you guys are looking at, so I'm actually missing a lot of the chat. So let me open up my phone, because I've seen quite a few people come through on this one. James Jamieson, that's the Casual Super, yes. Lakwishia Dimonde Raven Star. You know this is a Matchroom casual channel when AJ won the poll. No, it's just what most people feel. I mean, I've got just as many Fury fans on here as I do Joshua. Who else have I got? Joe DC. Koppenberg, that's the one. Well done, Koppenberg. That's the one. That's the one that my wife likes, that one. Koppenberg, not Kronenberg. Yeah, Koppenberg with like lime and something in it. That's the one that she liked, but I got it wrong. It's Strongbow dark fruit. So that's why I'm drinking it. Otherwise, I'd have bought her what she likes and I wouldn't have bothered been drinking it at all. Fury beats AJ easily. No, he doesn't. Not easily. He can beat him, but not easily. AJ has a higher punch output and punches harder than Fury. Good fight. Yep, there you go. Again, you see, I'm not going to dismiss anybody who says Fury wins or Joshua wins. I ain't going to dismiss either of it. I'm not going to dismiss anybody's arguments as to why Fury's number one or why AJ's number one. Because everybody has a valid reason. You know? Anyway, this poll was only about who they believe is number one based on resume, all that kind of stuff. Okay, it's not based on who would win the fight. Some people may have voted as to who they like more, as to who they think would win the fight. Maybe based on that one. Carlingberg. What's Carlingberg? Fury fans are too hard to do polls. No man born of his mother does a poll. Lime and strawberry, that's the one. That's the one my wife likes, yeah. Lime and strawberry. Yeah. There's actually smaller cans as well. Which I thought when I picked up this crate, I thought they were going to be quite short, but when I opened them, they're like regular sized cans. They're quite tall, quite big. So, yeah. Anyway, it's alright. Courtney, what's up? AJ sparred Fury before and Fury praised him and said, no, this Olympian will be a world champion. Yeah, I've seen that one. I've done videos on it before. And I was always going to mention it to Tyson Fury, as and when I get Tyson Fury on the channel for a chat. The fact that Tyson Fury was one of the first, if not the first person, to predict the future for Anthony Joshua. And I did this probably about a year or two ago. It was Tyson Fury. He said that Anthony Joshua will become heavyweight world champion one day after they had a spar. This was before Joshua went to the Olympics, so yeah. Fury is a hard guy not to like. Yeah, he's a very likable guy. Very likable guy. He does say some pretty crazy stuff I don't agree with, but that's boxing, isn't it? AJ vs Fury would be the biggest fight since the Thriller in Manila. I agree. I think that Fury AJ or AJ Fury, whichever way around you want to have it, I think this has the potential to be the biggest box office money generator that boxing has ever known. More than Floyd and Pacquiao. Honestly, I do. Honestly, I do. AJ versus oh sorry, I already said that one. Actually, crazy. I'm a boxing fanatic, and AJ has more tools in the tool bag for Fury. He had a lot more tools in the bag than what Wilder did. That's for sure. That is for sure. Fury, sorry, AJ, he can hurt you with both hands. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to admit about Anthony Joshua because a lot of people just don't like Anthony Joshua. Not a lot of people, but yeah, actually, a lot of people don't like Anthony Joshua for some reason unbeknown to me. But it is what it is. Some people who support Fury just have this hatred for Anthony Joshua, which I don't understand. I support them both equally. So I don't understand people who just want to always put down and hate anything Matchroom, hate anything Anthony Joshua, hate anything Eddie Hearn, anything that's not Fury. I never understood that. Never understood it. I saw that interview back in 2009 and been watching AJ ever since. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dan Dubois will dominate for many years after they retire. Why not? He's got a real good chance. He's looking real good, Dan Dubois. Let's see if that test with Joe George has come a bit too early. Or he's got him at the right time, I don't know. AJ doesn't have the tools to land on Fury, too static and predictable. Fury could beat AJ with one arm behind his back. And the funny thing, you just don't like Anthony Joshua, do you? You just have a problem with Anthony Joshua because you're talking nonsense. Saucy bastard. Fury, great fighter, but a proper dork. He's like the drunk uncle at the party who drinks too much. I imagine Tyson Fury is one of those funny drunks because he's pretty mad anyway. And I think if you see Tyson Fury drunk, he's probably an absolute nutcase. Absolute nutcase. But I wouldn't trust him, you know. He'd probably pin you down and strip you off and throw you out in the street, you know what I mean? He'd do something stupid just for a laugh. Forget AJ versus Tyson. I want to see Big John versus Mikey Theo. I've seen the social media videos of that. I have no idea who this Mikey Theo is. I have no idea who that is, but yeah, I think John Fury. I think John Fury would probably proper hurt that guy. BSR, AJ can change his style during the fight and adjust to who he's fighting. Yeah, exactly. We can. We really can. Lakeisha, you know shit about boxing, says James. Some people are just fanatics for one fighter and hate on everybody else. Literally hate on everybody else. And unfortunately, Fury, listen, I'm a massive fan of Fury, but Fury has a small section of fans that are just hatred. Just absolutely hate Anthony Joshua. And I don't understand the reason why. Because I think a lot of these people, they've been brainwashed into thinking that what Tyson Fury says is true, when Tyson Fury is actually trolling. Fury and AJ actually get on quite well. They actually talk quite a lot. They get on quite well. Don't buy the whole publicity of some of the things that Fury says, because Fury will say one thing today and something totally different tomorrow. Big John needs to chill. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. Is he just a regular guy? Is he a boxer? A former boxer? I don't know who he is. I have no idea who that guy is. But John Fury, you don't want to mess with John Fury. I mean, I'm nowhere near John Fury's age. I'm not even close to it. And I wouldn't fight John Fury. Hell no. If you had $1 million on AJ or Fury, who would you bet it on? I'd bet 500 grand on Joshua and 500 grand on Fury. No muff too tough. Hope you're good. Tyson Fury to win on points. Olympic gold medalist versus a guy who couldn't fight for Ireland at the Olympics but would have been a gold medalist. Should be fireworks. I think it'd be a very good fight now, for sure. Fury beat a pile of shit in Wilder, and everyone seems to think he's a dog's nutsack. See, some people forget that Tyson Fury, while he can put on that kind of performance, he can put in an Otto Wallin performance. He can do it. I'm American and been watching boxing forever. AJ is adjustable. Fury and Wilder are quite suspect. Yeah, can be. Fury, when he gets hit properly, he does go down, but he's got unbelievable heart. There's something in his heart that says, I ain't going down. Or I'll go down, but I'm getting back up and I'm going to have you. There's something in Tyson Fury to take his heart. I don't know if anybody can take his heart. What was that? Who's doing the hate? You don't like Wilder at all? I still like Wilder, but I think a section of his fan base puts me off with Wilder, and a lot of the things where I'm trashing Wilder is just to really annoy some of the Wilder fans. Some of them, not all of them, just some of them. And I kind of hope Fury's fans don't go down that same road, because if Fury fans start trolling and hating all the time, people will stop liking Tyson Fury. You know. David, big up. Yes, AJ is more skilled and more powerful than Fury. I've seen a video a while back of AJ and Fury sparring. Okay, I haven't seen that one, Fury. Okay, I haven't seen them sparring. I'll have to look at that. Hey, David, if you find it, send it to me, please. Nigel 0181. Hope you're good. Thank you very much. I appreciate super chat. White stops Povetkin in 9. I agree with you on that one. That's pretty much my prediction as well. I think round 8, round 9. I think Dillian White will just get on top of him. If Dillian White can make Povetkin work, then Dillian White should take over in the second half of the fight. But again, Povetkin's dangerous. Okay, he's 39 years old, but he's still dangerous. Still dangerous. But big up for the super chat. Thank you very much, Nigel. Passer, Mr. Big Jiggles. If AJ hits Fury with the body shot most of the fight, he will eventually knock Fury on the canvas. Good chance of that. Good chance of that. Who do you think will be the betting favourite for the fight? From Brandon Pink. I think the favourite right now, if these two walked into the ring tomorrow, I think the betting favourites will probably be Tyson Fury right now. Honestly, I think the betting favourites, but betting favourites don't mean that it's guaranteed win for Fury or guaranteed win for Joshua. It really don't. Mijan Ruckman, Tyson Fury beats them all. Maybe. Thanks, David. Thank you very much, brother. If you do find it, send me a message on my website, and once I reply to you, you can then send the video to me on an email. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Spawn, your next poll: who boxing fans make the most excuses after a loss? AJ fans or the Wildettes? I'm a UK channel. Yeah, no. So of course I've got more. Well, I've got 63%. That was last month. I was like 63% of my subscribers are British. So yeah, I think that Wilder will lose that poll dramatically. Probably like 90% to 10. You know. You think he does him early? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, Povetkin's not to be overlooked though. Not to be overlooked. Who would have won? AJ Miller. I think AJ would have won. I think AJ would have beat him on by knockout, probably about mid to late rounds. Toby Bartlett. Fury loves there were chances in a masterclass. Fury does like being the underdog, doesn't he? He loves being the underdog. Get on top of him sexually? What the? That's not. Fury will mop the floor with AJ. It's going to be one-sided and all you chumps will bow when Fury whoops him. Listen, if Fury beats AJ, I'll be happy for him. And I'll be sad for AJ. You know? I have no horse in that race when it comes to these two. None whatsoever. I like them both equally. People say Povetkin is old, but wasn't Klitschko 39 when he fought Fury? Yep. Again, you see, people say about, say, like AJ taking on Pulev, because Pulev's 38 years old. But yet, they say how Josh was taking on an old man. Well, it was only a year ago that Pulev beat Hughie Fury. But people were like, man, this is a real dangerous fight for Hughie Fury. I don't know whether or not he can do this one. But now Joshua's fighting Pulev. He's old, he's past it. See, there's a lot of two-faced people out there. And it's the same with Povetkin in that as well. So Joshua beats Fury, says Walter. Fury has problems with aggressive inside fighters. It didn't look great against Chisora 1, McDermott 1, Otto 1, and Cunningham. I predict AJ left hook reopens Fury's injury. Could happen. Could happen there, Walter. You could be right. Could be right. Let's see the fight and find out. Joe67. AJ would have battered Miller. I agree. I think that AJ would have went into that fight emotionally charged, looking to take his head off. For real. Deontay Wilder. My palms were sweaty, knees were weak, the arm was heavy. Deontay, the excuse maker Wilder. Do you prefer the Andy Ruiz 2 AJ fighting style or going back to the knockout AJ? And what strategy do you think AJ should go for? Well, against Fury, he should implement both of them. He'll need both of them against Fury. He'll need both of them. There's no way that he can keep Fury on the outside like he done with Ruiz because he's got the reach advantage, hasn't he? If he goes aggressive, I think he'd probably have more chance against Fury if he goes in aggressive because he might catch him and keep him down. But against Pulev, I'd like to see AJ outboxing for the first 4 or 5 rounds. And if he's winning quite comfortably and Pulev looks a little bit shaken up, go for the knockout. I want to see Joshua landing those heavy shots again. Vlad was 38 when Fury beat him for the end of the rainbow type-ish. Okay. And Vlad was on a hellacious run, wasn't he? He really was. What, I'm black American who lived in South London before. There was no races. It's just boxing, bro. I agree. Just 2 men with 2 arms and 2 legs punching each other in the head. That's all it is. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's not about sexuality. It's just 2 guys who's going to be the best. That's it. But totally agree with you on that one. Povetkin versus Parker. I would like to see. I reckon Povetkin does. Oh, really? You think Povetkin beats Parker? Maybe. But I mean, Joseph Parker is king of internet right now. You've been watching Parker's videos on Instagram and that. Man, he's really good. Whoever's doing his editing is really good. I mean, Parker, he was once upon a time a real quiet, humble guy. I mean, I'm not saying he's not humble now, but he's like a really, really quiet kind of guy. He seemed kind of shy, but now he's nuts. He's absolutely mad. You know, he's funny as well. Really funny, Joseph Parker. He's really good. If Wilder beats Fury, you're going to crap yourself when White gets that work. Oh, hell no, I won't. I'll be excited as hell. The Wilder fans, their little knees will be knocking together, knowing that Dillian White is going to brash him. AJ stopped Vlad, Fury didn't. Yep, that is true. Do you think White would beat Parker in a rematch? I do, yeah. I think he'll keep him at range this time and just beat him on points again. You're ashamed of your countrymen. You see, I don't know why people have to bring race into it. I don't get that mentality. I don't get it. Boxing's boxing, man. That's all it is. Boxing is boxing. I mean, there's too many idiots out there who just want to use race as a way of getting through. It doesn't make sense. Filip Herkovic could be the real deal. That's actually in my Q&A for my channel members. Actually, I've got a question. That's my answer is Filip Herkovic in the Q&A, which I'll probably upload tomorrow. Parker's videos are funny. Yeah, they are. They are. They're really good. They're really good. I mean, he's got like his family and that in on it as well. It's really good how he does it. His profile's really building. It's really, really building. That Greece one this morning. Yeah. Yeah. Parker's a legend, but he don't beat Hunter or White. I think he can beat Hunter. He can beat Hunter. I mean, I want to see Parker take on Ortiz. I want to see that one. I think Parker knocks him out. For real. Was he 15-6 in the first fight? Watched it back at it and he looked real. What's that one? Is that you on about Adam? Who's that one, bro? No, muff too tough. 7 Tom Hanks. I like Tom Hanks. He's one of my favourite fighters. Actors. Tom Hanks is one of my favourite actors. Actually, are him and his wife over this whole virus thing now? Are they over it, yeah? I'm presuming they are, because it's been some time. Povetkin can cause Dillian White some problems. For sure. I've seen some new comments from Thunderdome Boxing Talk the other day. Okay, I haven't seen Thunderdome Boxing Talk. What's that? Is that YouTube or is that Twitter? What's that? Ruiz and Parker, in my opinion, have the best chin in the heavyweight division. Miller chin seems decent but untested. I can agree with you on that one. Boxing is boxing. I'm not biased. Race should be left out. There you go. Absolutely. I don't know why people would dislike somebody if you're the wrong skin colour or different skin colour. I don't understand that. Wait, I didn't vote. Yeah, that poll was. I put it up 2 days ago. So, yeah. I wonder if Fury ate those peas I gave him. You gave him some peas. Who wins, John Fury or Mickey Theo? I think John Fury batters anybody in their 50s. For real. Just your typical drunk sailor who loved hanging out at the London church and capers on the weekends. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, I like UK. Unfortunately, there are some prats who live here. There really are. But I suppose it's the same all over the world, isn't it? Oh, sweet. I'm gonna head out. Be safe. BSR. Thank you very much for popping in. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming on in. All right, David. Thanks very much. I'll check that out. Once the stream ends. Actually, I'm gonna end the stream in a second. We're nearly 1:30 in the morning, and it's now Friday. I'm losing my days. Honestly, I'm losing my days. All right, everybody. I'm gonna have to head on out. Chris Mortain, Fury AJ. For me, in my opinion, both equal, but I'm in the minority. I think that Fury and AJ have a legitimate claim to be number one, but I'm in the 16%. So, oh, the platform, yeah. Don't Boxing Talk is an old boxing YouTuber, very knowledgeable. Okay. Actually, yeah. I think, wasn't he on the live with Travis Scotty once? If I remember rightly. Maybe. I don't know. I'll check him out. Is it old box? Okay, so he's not a YouTuber anymore, or he is now, or? Oh, did you? You lived at the Imperial. You lived near the Imperial War Museum, an elephant in Castle. Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. I mean, I live in Newcastle, so I'm nowhere near that kind of end. I'm nowhere near London or anything like that. Indeed, Jim. Indeed, you do. Michael N, big up. Hope you're good. Joy's had a lucky escape. Well, the fight's still on at the minute. So, if I had to leave the UK sporting, where would you go? Um, I don't know. Probably Spain, something like that. America. Yeah, probably America actually. Maybe Florida, something like that. That looks nice. But again, I've never been. I was supposed to go to Florida in 4 weeks' time. Actually, I was supposed to go, but obviously everything got cancelled. So no idea if I'll ever get to go now. Hopefully I'll do. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much to everybody. I do appreciate you all popping in. I know it's a Thursday night. People have got things to do on a Friday. So again, thank you very much, everybody, for popping in. If you're not, if you are new to the channel and you're not subscribed, be ashamed of yourself to call yourself a boxing fan. You should be subscribed right now. So yeah, again, thank you very much to everybody. Make sure that you're all safe. If you go out, if you've got masks, wear them. If you've got gloves, wear them. Keep your social distance. All right. Forget about all the conspiracies and that for now. But for now, just keep yourself safe. Fat Apples, I'll see you, man. You just come in. While I've been doing squats to this day. Again, thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate your time. Take care, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.